Hello, hello, and welcome to a word of wisdom Wednesday with me, Theresa White, licensed mental health counselor, registered drama therapist, aka the Black Drama Therapist, and I am the CEO and founder of End Time Creative Counseling Services. And I'm just here to give you a aha moment from a therapy experience that either someone that I'm working with has said, if you have never been on my Word of Wisdom Wednesdays, or it's a phrase that came to me that I was like, oh, that's a good wisdom nugget. And so I want to share with you, even though you may not be in the space with us, you also could probably use some words of wisdom at times. And maybe it's a confirmation, maybe it's something that you haven't thought about. And I want to be here to give you that, just pulling from some of those really, really impactful moments. So, on today, I know that we have not been with you for the last couple of Wednesdays, and I apologize about that. It's been a crazy, crazy couple of weeks, but that means we just got some really, really good words of wisdom for you on today. And I'm only going to give you one. As I said, these are typically about 3 to 5 minutes. I don't plan on them being longer than that. So, do you know somebody that generally struggles with telling people how they feel because they're worried they're going to hurt their feelings? Or they're like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a big, I'll just move on. It's not that serious. And they say phrases like that. And really what that's rooted in is people pleasing, right? Well, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I'm just overreacting. And so they start to, what the terms are today is gaslight themselves, but they start to diminish the importance of whatever the situation or circumstance is to them. And they just say, well, I just will move on. And really what happens is that they struggle with that internally. They hold that, and sometimes we have good intentions. We do feel like I'm gonna let that go. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe I was just in a moment where I was really tired or frustrated. We do all of that where we're trying to give so much consideration for everyone else's feelings and don't do that for ourselves. What if there is a moment that maybe it was that big of a deal? Maybe it was that serious. Ever thought about that? Maybe it is important that that thing is acknowledged, expressed. So I want to come with this word of wisdom that come from people that I'm working with, and this woman that I'm working with that have been struggling with some people pleasing, and we're working on that. And I've been guilty, absolutely guilty, where it's like I don't want you to be mad at you. I don't want you to be mad at me. Remember that song? I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Oh, I ain't mad at you. Anyway, before my 2000 babies, that's that song, you would know it. But but we want that in our relationships. We don't want people to ever be mad at us, ever upset at us, ever feel like they have a concern, or as the Bible calls it, an ought, right? Something that you ought to did this, you ought to did that, right? We don't want those moments. We want everybody to be peaceful and sunshine with us all the time. That's not realistic at all. And if that is the case, check your relationship because they probably are lying to you, right? Realistically, even though that seems like it feels good in the moment, that's not healthy. We need relationships that buffer, right? That can rub us sometimes and make us think about ourselves. So I want to give you this word of wisdom and give you a personal testimony of how things like this has helped me as well. And so the word of wisdom is that person, and you can fill in for yourself, or if you want to share this video, please share, like, and subscribe on this video, in the page period. And if you want to share this with somebody that you feel like is really needing to hear this or need some help with that extra push to share how they feel or share how something affected them, please do so. So the word of wisdom is whoever they are, can handle, right? I have to get over, let me say this part first. I have to get over the fear or worry of hurting people's feelings so much that I don't tell them how I really feel. Let me say that again. I have to get over the fear or worry of hurting people's feelings where where it makes it so much that I don't tell them how I feel. Because they can, they need to, not they can, they need to know the effects of their behaviors. Now, I want you to hear that for a minute. People do need to know how their behavior affects people. How the people in your life or your circle or people in your that you have in a bond or relationship with do need to know how their behavior affects you. Because you want to know what? The truth of the matter is, if you don't ever tell them, they're going to find out anyway, because then there's going to be some distance here. There's going to be something going on, and people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Well, no, there is something. I just don't want to tell you because I'm scared I'm going to hurt your feelings. And it ruins, let me just say this, fear, your other kind of part two of this word of wisdom, fear ruins relationships. And I have been super guilty of that. And I've had to grow from that and say, let me not keep on being afraid to share how I feel for somebody. And I say that because I absolutely appreciate the friends, the peers that were not afraid to hurt my feelings. And they know who they are in my teenage years. And even sometimes family members that are just really blunt, not necessarily so great at how their couth of how they say things. But there are times that people will say, Theresa, I feel like that was, you said that really awful. That what was wrong with you? Why you say it like that? And I'm thinking, I didn't say it like anything. But no, and I had to really stop and think about that. Maybe I did. And I didn't realize that the effect of what I said had a serious effect on the other person. And it took somebody who loved me enough. Let me say that. It took somebody who really loved me to tell me the truth. It took somebody who was not afraid to hurt my feelings, but was more afraid of me hurting other people continually if they never told me what the effect of my behavior was. And that's real love. Because if you can't do that, I'm a little leery of your relationship. I'm leery of what that looks like. Um, Seriously, like, what does that look like if I can never tell you that you hurt my feelings, or that how you said that really bothered me, or how you did that really gets under my skin, and I just hold those things in? It ruins relationships. So I want you to hear that that person benefits from being told how their actions, words, behaviors affects other people. Now, they also have the right to change it or not change it, but it's still absolutely healthy, and okay to tell them whoever they are. And so I'm going to give you a scripture from where this comes from, this word of wisdom, and then we're going to be done for your Wednesday, your word of wisdom Wednesday. Proverbs 27. And it's actually 5 and 6. I'm going to read 2 verses. And it says, open rebuke is better than secret love. And if you've never heard that means that me openly correcting you, rebuke means correct. Me openly be correcting you and telling you like what that did to me, or how that affected me, or maybe somebody else. Maybe the other person didn't say anything, but me as your friend noticed it and says, hey, that really hurt so-and-so's feelings. You might want to check and make sure that's okay, or that you may want to go back and get that right. And so there were many moments where my heart was broken, because I was like, I didn't mean to do that. That's not what my intentions were. But it absolutely healed and helped me to grow. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I still have moments where I'm like, oh, let me check how I said that. But that doesn't mean that everything that you say is a problem. And there's been a lie and a myth going out that says if somebody's feelings are hurt, or they didn't like what you said, then what you said was wrong. That's not necessarily the truth. You can absolutely say something in love, which means if you say it in love, your tone is going to be loving. I ain't got to yell it at you unless I'm telling you not to jump in the street when the car is coming. Then I ain't got time to be super, calm and nice, right? So verse 6 says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So for people who are scared to tell you how they feel or what has hurt them, or that's deceitful, because and we don't want to say it the truth, but that's really what it is. And I had to acknowledge that, like, trying to people please is deceitful. It's deceiving you and deceiving them. And it's okay to take a moment to say, you know what, that did hurt me. That did bother me. And I do care about this relationship enough. And I care about myself and this person enough to let them know that behavior is hurtful. That doing saying whatever it may be is harmful or can be harmful to other people. And it is because it was harmful to me. And so when people are able to do that, people say, I can be myself around you. You don't want to know why people have lasting, long, and strong relationships? Because people are honest. People are honest. If you're like, we've never had an argument, we've never had disagreement. I ain't saying you got to yell at people, but if you've never disagreed with somebody ever, that you've been in longer than 6 months of a relationship, I would question whether somebody has secret love and is not sharing feelings. But that's for you to decide. So thank you once again for joining our Word of Wisdom Wednesday. Hope this blessed you and can help you. Have a great, great week. Bye-bye.